All right, I'm going to start over my greeting. Welcome to our call. Today is July 7th. I'm so excited to see you guys here. Our numbers are growing. Get your teams on here. We're going to be covering a lot of different things each week. The first week of every month, Shane is going to be introducing us all to self-improvement, personal growth. And I think it's all something that we all need work on. And he told all of us instructors on our team on Tuesday, the book he wants us to read and, the author and the book that he wants us to read. And I've gotten to listen to all of 5 minutes of it so far. And have not been able to read any of it. I'm trying to listen to it, but I've just got to tell some of you no. I got to take back my calendar. So with that, we're having a great time here, guys, merging all 4 of our teams together. And, I just love having you guys on here. We're going to be continued to be more organized as time goes on. We're going to get plans together, and we're all going to take a turn to teach. So it won't be just me talking, because you guys are getting tired of my voice. You hear me 5 days a week already on the other calls. So, and all right. So with that, I'm going to let Shane take over and get us going with who we're gonna hear from, or what book are we reading?
Thank you, Stacy. Hi, everybody, and thank you for being here today. And yes, today's all about personal growth, self-development, growing towards our futures. So I do want to start off first with some good practices and some good habits, with this being our first kind of with me. And some of my team have heard this. Great. You need to hear things like this again and again, as you know. That's why Rory repeats himself. So personal development to me has really made a big difference over the years. And it is something that doesn't have an ending, I feel. It's not something you're going to say, okay, I'm going to do this for 6 months, so grow myself and then be done. It's an ongoing process. And a lot of the stuff that you learn just becomes habits. And as you connect and meet up with, any successful person, you'll find personal development has been a part of their life. One of the things that you'll notice with really, truly successful people is they usually have a bigger library than they do a TV. And some of them have a pretty darn big TV, right? But that library is even bigger. And that's just it. They're always working on themselves. You even heard Rory recently, while he was in Hawaii, what was he doing? He was reading books. He was reading reports. He reads a lot of crazy stuff. But he was developing himself so that then he in turn can develop us as well. So it's those things that it's an ongoing forever process. And yes, I'm going to introduce you to an author today that has been a big part of my life, actually a big part of Rory's life too, is why I'm starting with him. A lot of Triple R is because of him. So it's kind of one of those things. But let's step back into the practices that I feel are going to help you with personal development that I've learned over the years. And I'm still learning more tips and tricks too. But for me, it was taught to me and it's shown, and it's a common practice. There's some parts of the day you definitely want to take in some personal development, work on yourself, and really, spend that time, more than 5 minutes, Stacy. We'll work on that. And I'll give you some tips today to help get 10, 20 minutes of audio in. There are ways you can mix it into your day. But at parts of the day, there are big parts of the day that makes a difference. And one of those parts is right away, as you get up and your brain gets started and gets going, you want to get in some personal development at that point pretty darn quickly. Now, if you are one of those that goes for reading your Bible and that sort of thing right away in the morning, perfect. I'm not asking you to replace that. I'm asking you to add to that. So you could spend your 10, 15 minutes, whatever it is, with that part of your process. We need that, God first. And then, family second, business third. You want to, if you mix those up, you're going to have troubles. So, keep that in place. But what I'm inviting you to do and encouraging you to do is also work on yourself. Get materials that are going to help you grow, that are going to help you do better with business, that are, personal development for you. beyond what you, so a good point in practice is right there in the morning. Get yourself, even if it is just 10 minutes. I'm going to recommend morning aspect of things is reading, actually physically so the book I'm recommending today, I'm going to show you how to get the audio for free on any device, your phone, your computer, whatever. I'll show you that and show you exactly where it is and how you can start that. But then I'm also recommending get the book. And the book I'm recommending today, you can get a used copy for a couple bucks. So it's not a big expense, but if your excuse is you don't have any money for this, great. I'm going to show you how to do it for free. And that's what my mentor did at the beginning. The biggest thing she taught me back then was, the library card. Back, 25, 30 years ago, we didn't have as much as the internet has today, but we had and the libraries are still that way. And they're even better now. With digital libraries, I can get on my app phone, pull up our King County library system, and I still get to borrow books right from my own home digitally, and audiobooks and things like that. So even more today than back then, the library is a fantastic place and it's free. You get your library card for free. All the great minds of our history are in those libraries. So even if you need to use, a different county library, like I'm doing, I didn't say that, you can access information at no cost today, better than ever before. But investing in yourself and even spending that couple bucks on the book is going to make a difference too. And it will kind of encourage you to go ahead and read it. So with that said, the morning is a good part. I recommend the book. The other best part of the day to really get some personal development things going and really working on your subconscious is the evening as you're falling asleep. And that's when you're going to want to, the books are great then too, but I'm recommending the audio. And it can continue playing as you fall asleep because your brain is going to grab onto it. So as your subconscious grabs onto the different things you're hearing, it's going to make a difference. And you've heard the old saying, garbage in, garbage out. It's the opposite. You feed your mind and your body with good things, you're going to get good results. So, do you want to watch the news as you're falling asleep? Or do you want to listen to an audio that's giving you something positive, something creative, something that makes the difference? It's your choice. If you need that news, great. Put the audio on afterwards. But what is coming in is what's coming out, just like the food. A healthy, well-balanced diet is going to help you, have that healthy, well-balanced body. Same with the brain. So it does make that difference. So I do recommend audios as you're falling asleep. And I'll show you again where you'll get the audio of today's recommended book for the month. So I'm actually over the next 12 months, and we'll keep it going, but right now we've mapped it out over 12 months. I'm going to introduce you to a different author and a specific book from that author, but you can go explore more from them after that introduction of what I'm recommending. And these are books that have made a difference in my life. And even if they're books you've already visited, you're not the same person you were 6 months ago, 12 months ago, 5 years ago. So even revisiting, you'll find a lot of successful people revisit books over and over and over again, because the new person you are today is going to catch something different. And a lot of times that's why they recommend physical book, because you may just flip it open to a couple pages. It's going to have that message you need on that day. It just always works out that way. It's the power of, So having the book makes that difference. Maybe you don't need the whole book. You just need to visit a chapter. That makes a difference too. But I am recommending, even if you've gone through a lot of these books that I'm recommending, they're the type of books that have made a difference in a lot of lives. So 1 second. All right. So those are my recommendations. Right as you wake up, read something. Right as you're falling asleep, listen to something. Now throughout the day, Stacy, you brought it up. All right.
I know.
Find ways to sneak it in. Tanya has me walking. So that is a good time for me to add additional personal development. And so when I walk on, and even if it's the treadmill or around the neighborhood, I'm closing out the world and I'm listening to my personal development. I can pull it right up on my cell phone and just Bluetooth. Even my computer will go through this. So whatever it is that I'm listening to at the time, I can pull up while I'm walking. So there's 10 to 20 minutes of more additional audio. In the car. Now, a lot of us are working from home. So Stacy, I'll give you that. But a lot of us aren't. A lot of us are driving to a job or back and forth. And some of those commutes are as high as an hour. If you have 2 hours a day sitting at that wheel, just imagine how much stuff you can bring in. And that was a big tip back in the early days, but it still works today, even more so today because of Bluetooth and or Kindle readers and stuff will even read out audiobooks. So, the car is a fantastic place. Turn your car into a university on wheels. And thankfully nowadays it's not the cassettes. That's how I started, cassettes everywhere in the glove box. Now it's all digital, makes it a lot easier. And if you don't have Bluetooth in your car, great. That's not an excuse. You could even get away with, where'd it go? Right there. There we go. A portable Bluetooth speaker. So this comes in handy. You could even pull this into the car and listen to it and crank it up. In the shower, set this in the bathroom and you can be listening. Outside while you're gardening or watering the yard. I know, Chrissy, you go out a lot to water the yard. That probably takes you 20, 30 minutes. Well, actually, for you, probably an hour. You have a big garden. So, headphones or a speaker while you're out there doing those tasks. Multitask to get the audio you in when you're doing stuff while you're cooking dinner. A lot of us have a family to support and feed, and there's a good 10, 20, 30 minutes you're cooking. Get some audio playing while you're doing it. Find ways in your day, even if it's the same audio. This is a habit that I've developed. I like to listen to the same chapter the whole week. So as I'm falling asleep, I'll play it again and again and again every night for a week, or even 30 days at a time, one chapter. You learn more, you catch more, different bits and pieces start to sink in as you hear it again and again and again. So play with different things and different habits like this so that you can get in the recommended readings. And in most cases, it used to be just books. And I am going to step back a little bit. That was my excuse at the beginning when my mentor told me I needed to start reading books. And I'll get you guys the 2 that she recommended right up front, probably next month or the month after. I'm still figuring that out. But my excuse was, I don't, actually, a lot of you probably don't know, but I actually am legally blind. So that's a good excuse not to do personal development, wouldn't you say? It was for me. I can't read, forget those books. Keep them to yourself. I don't need them. I can't read them, right? Good excuse. But it was just that. It was an excuse. So I found ways to hear them. I found ways to get people to read them out loud to me. I even met an author I really wanted to hear her book, and it wasn't on audio yet. So I emailed her. You know what she did? She sent me back a copy of the entire book on Microsoft Word. She wasn't afraid of me taking that content. She just found an eager listener that couldn't read her book and came up with a solution. There are solutions. So really it does come down to excuses. I got over my excuses. Took a little while, to be honest, but it is what it is. So even Stacy's 5 minutes a day. We can work on that, Stacy. We'll bump it up to 10. We'll get to that point, or just that. Some of you guys, she's going to have to say no to, because you're going to see on her calendar, she has 15 minutes set aside for personal development. And I don't want you interrupting that for her. So maybe that's, something you need to do is flat out, hey, put it on your Google Calendar. This is what I'm doing now, and then people can schedule around it. Different things like that are going to make, play with it. Personal development is important. I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for all the books and all the teachings and all the audios and all the live courses I've gone to over the years. And even you've had personal development. It's just, depending on how even if you've never read a single book, you've had personal development other ways. We do. We get it. It's from our environment. It's from the people we know, the people we're around. But this allows you to choose and get that, that good information coming in so that you can grow and build and become more of yourself. And that's kind of what I'm suggesting, is play with it, create some habits. Habits take about 21 days to develop. So, that thing in the morning, maybe the first morning is a little rough. Just keep working at it, and after 21 days of truly doing it, you will get to the point where it just becomes natural and it is a habit. And maybe if you do it for like 5 days and you break away from it for 5 or 6 or 10 days, start over. You don't beat yourself up. Just, okay, a new 21 days starts now. And, I've done that a few times with some new habits where I've had to start over 21 times. It is what it is. We're human. But doing these things, and you'll see a lot of people have, like Rory and Tanya. And if you look at the successful people, it's not new stuff being taught to us. It's stuff that has been taught to them, that's been taught to them. It's stuff that's come down the line, even over, hundreds and in some cases, thousands of years of good practices to just get to that point. So I am encouraging you, hopefully inspiring you a little bit, break out of those excuses, find ways that you can get to the books and get to the audios and get to some extra information that's going to help you grow here with Triple R and with yourself and with us as a family. And that's just kind of where we're at with it. So this month's author, and I bet a lot of you could guess it. No instructors answering, but other students, go ahead and put in the chat, who do you think this month's author is going to be? And I'm not reading the chat, but I bet Stacy sees the correct answer.
Chris got it. Renee, your people got it. Sandy got it.
All right. All right. Yeah, I've kind of given, so it is Jim Rohn. And you see a lot of Jim Rohn in what Rory's put together here, because Jim Rohn was a big influence in Rory's life. I do have a picture up here on my desk of my wife and I, with Jim Rohn. Amazing guy. Sadly, he's gone, but he's left us a lot for us to still devour. And that's what I'm encouraging you to do. He has, and what I like about Jim, he keeps it simple. He stays to the basics. His stuff makes sense. And he learned it from somebody else. And you'll hear it in his materials, who taught him. And, over the years, at age 25 to age 30, again, he's taking what was taught to him and teaching it to others. And then I'm taking what was taught to me and teaching it. It's just like we do with Triple R, we're paying it forward. But Jim Rohn is pretty darn amazing. He was one of the first, actually, for me to meet him in person. I had to, it was quite a month. So like we have with Bella Vita, we had the business volume. I did 20,000 business volume that month to be able to qualify for this little reception where Jim was going to be. It wasn't just some, you had to get there. So that's the equivalent of getting like 10 ambassadors in Bella Vita to get to see Jim Rohn that month. Sometimes you got to push yourself for different things. And it was one of those things. I didn't get, like Rory, a lot of time to sit and just having that few minutes with him, though, made that extra difference from already devouring his material. So different things like that. Sometimes you may never meet some of these. I refer to a lot of my mentors that I haven't met yet, or I don't get a chance to because they're gone. So it's just kind of like with Bob Proctor. But they are my mentors because of what they taught me and what they give me. And a tip I shared with the instructors, which is kind of cool. A lot of people, when they think of personal development stuff, a big name that pops up and you still see a lot today is Anthony Robbins or Tony Robbins. A lot of people don't know, and Anthony doesn't really, you can catch it in some of his material very, very quickly sometimes, but his first mentor at age 19 was actually Jim Rohn. So I like to start with Jim because he is one of those, there's about 5 that I consider the other words not coming to my brain, but the big names, the people that have been around for many years. Yeah, a lot of them a little older. There's a couple of them, and I'll bring more of them to you. Some of them like Les Brown and stuff like that. Fantastic people. There's just some great ways, and you'll find some of these authors great to listen to and get you up and get you going. Like Tony Robbins is perfect for the beginning of the day, the middle of the day. I don't recommend Tony for falling asleep though. And those of you that don't, yeah, exactly. But then there's others like the Wayne Dyers and stuff like that. Perfect for, falling asleep. Deepak Chopra, different, so you'll find you may be going through different material on the same day. Starting yourself with something hyper, something good to go, Les Brown, Anthony Robbins, those people at the beginning, and then ending your day with somebody different, like a Wayne Dyer or Deepak. So play with it is what I'm encouraging you. And so today's Jim Rohn. And Stacey, you want to do the screen share again, or?
Yep, I can do
Perfect. Thank you, thank you. So we are going to do Jim Rohn, and his book that I'm recommending is The 5 Major Pieces to the Life's Puzzle. So each of you on your own screens too, you can go to YouTube. The neat thing about YouTube now is a lot of people are putting audiobooks up on there, so we get them for free. It also, you can set it to where it will start playing where you left off last time you watched this video. That helps me a lot, especially on my cell phone. So I can just tell Siri, hey Siri, actually let's try it. I didn't think of that. Play Jim Rohn, 5 Major Pieces to Life's Puzzle on YouTube. So that's what I'm going to ask you guys to do, is pull up YouTube. She didn't answer. Hey Siri, play Jim Rohn, 5 Major Pieces to the Life Puzzle on YouTube. There we go. So go to YouTube, go into the search and type in Jim Rohn puzzle.
Yep.
Okay. And you're going to find it show up pretty quick to the top. And here it is on my phone too. So this way it's going through the Bluetooth speaker though. Of course it is. So, just something simple like that. I can tell my phone, pull this up, I'm boom, off and going. So like I said, try and reduce those excuses.
5 major.
That's how it'll start.
There we go. And you will find some voices aren't fun. Like this guy's a little sleepy, but great information. So what I'm recommending second, and it doesn't show up right under, Jim also has where he did a masterclass around this book.
It's right underneath it this time.
There you go. That's what happened to me the other day. So perfect.
Well,
So that,
because what I did, guys, when I came here, I did the 3 dots and I clicked the save to watch later.
oh,
So I don't have to go find it again. So I actually had to manipulate my YouTube a little bit so that it didn't automatically pop it up. Now I've lost my place where I had already heard some of it. Guess I'll start over.
wow. Your whole 5 minutes.
I know. But over here on the left-hand side is where the watch laters are. Or
And that
you
is
can
awesome.
save it to a playlist. I have 2 playlists. I have Triple R 247 and Wine Ambassador.
And we could even create playlists where this is my personal development and things like that, and they can be shared with others. So play with it a bit and find what works for you. So I'm recommending you at least listen to that audiobook once. I am recommending you get a printed copy of the book to read through, because with printed, you can write notes, you can dog ear corners. If you look at any successful book or person's books in their library, the majority of them have a lot of writing in them, and they've revisited it many different times. Like I said, you're not the same person when you come back to, even if you read this last year, you're different than you were 6 months ago. You're going to catch something. And then that masterclass is better because it's Jim himself. And it's just got a little more energy. Jim's energy is awesome. It's infectious.
Now that one, the masterclass, is that the one where you might be in?
It was filmed way back then.
Oh, okay.
No,
Making
probably
sure.
not. But
I
yeah,
thought maybe you were setting us up.
yeah, no, I wish. No, actually, yeah, a couple times when I saw him on stage, there was, 50, 60, 80,000 people in the room. But he felt like he was talking right to you. It was pretty cool. Yeah, no, and that's the way Velveeta is going to get to the point. And I bet you they'll start bringing the Jim Rohns of the world onto their stage too, the bigger they get. Just watch. Just watch. Anyhow, read the book, listen to the audio. That's my recommendation. It's going to make a difference. If you want to, and Renee, thank you today. I did get your message. If you guys want to, share some or ask questions, we are here for you as your MSIs and as a team and as a family. And I'm going to bring more and more to you. This is a great introduction to start because, like I said, Triple R, a lot of the foundation and roots of Triple R are coming from what Jim taught Rory and what Jim has taught a lot of us over the years. It's just, you'll find it that way. And like you'll see as you listen to the book, he's not the one, you'll hear it. I'm not going to go there, but just know he's a great guy, great information, but he's not the only, just like he says. And you'll find, I love it. Yeah, great information. So that's really today is I want you guys to work, as you need help too, don't be afraid. Like I said, I've even met with Tanya and stuff. She now has me walking. I know, exactly. But it gave me that time to add in more personal development. So, play with your day, play with your schedules. You're already doing that. See where can you be listening to something while you're also doing something else and make it happen.
Awesome. So now next week, we're going to try and, like I said, we're trying to get together ourselves to get us organized for you guys. And next Thursday, Chrissy is going to present, for those of you that are not yet instructor, progressing towards instructor, growing your business. Isn't that what you guys all want to do, is make more money? So we're gonna cover all that. And so that we'll try and give you guys kind of a heads up on who's going to be teaching what, but just know that there will always be at least 2 of us MSIs on these Thursday night calls. It just won't be always me teaching. So yeah. I saw that, Shane. I
I
saw
know you didn't.